Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Matt Pink, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that actually the crypto industry welcomed the MiCA, which is the market in crypto assets, after the lawmakers in the European Union voted in favor of the new crypto licensing regime. Then the second thing I would like to talk about is that a whale moved 400 Bitcoin after 12 years of sleeping. And actually, it's not the first one, by the way, recently. And then we have, record amount of ETH inflow staked in 1 week after the Shanghai Upgrade. So no sell pressure, rather staking pressure it's on. So guys, all this in today's video. Don't forget, every day I put a couple of fresh videos here to keep you up to date. So if that's important, then subscribe, subscribe the button all. And if you like this kind of content, what I'm creating, then hit the like button as well. So let's start it. And for start, as usual, let's have a quick look at the market where we can see that actually Bitcoin hasn't really moved. 27,394 at the moment in US dollar. Then we have Ethereum, 1.5% down, kind of, 1,822 US dollar. When we're looking at the top gainers, Flocky is up 32%, Injective up 10%, and Chili's up 4%. And then we have the losers, PancakeSwap down 13%, Zilliqa 5%, and Flow 4%. When we're looking at the candlestick chart, we actually might, as we talked about it yesterday, going here a little bit towards the 26,000-ish level after we broke this one, and we still cannot fight ourselves back, but we will see how it works. This is actually the next support what I'm looking at. Okay, and now let's move on to the first topic. And the first topic is actually that the crypto industry, it looks like they welcomed MiCA, which was voted by the lawmakers in the European Union last week. So let's talk about it a little bit. So it looks like that Europe has an advantage when it comes to crypto regulation, because at least something has happened here, not like in the United States. And those guys definitely needed some clarity as well. Last week, I wasn't here on Thursday and Friday, so I couldn't make videos. So, this happened actually, the voting on last Thursday. And actually, in favor, there were yeses about exactly 517. But let me share the screen really quick. Yeah, and against is 38. And, actually, in the statement released by the European Parliament, Stefan Berger, the lawmaker who led negotiations on the law, said the rules put EU at the forefront of the token economy, and European crypto asset industry has a regulatory clarity that does not exist in countries just like the United States. And we have here France moves fast tracking registered crypto firms to new EU rules. So France's financial regulator is weighing up fast track options for registered firms so they can be compliant with the MiCA rules as soon as possible. It really looks like that, France wants to be a crypto hub here in Europe, and pushing it actually really hard as well. Actually, just one more thing for MiCA, it needs the approval from the European Council. This will be in July to be officially adopted as a regulation. And then, it will come into effect from the start of 2025. There was another article about it. Actually, it was welcomed by CZ as well, and also one of the founders of Gemini Exchange, one of the Winklevoss guys. pointed out the lack of the regulations in the United States. So pretty much what those guys need over there. There are a lot of things in this document, but actually overall it was welcomed by the crypto industry because it's actually protecting investors. So just examples. So investors protection measures as introduced under the regulation, such as providing sufficient information and the right to withdraw investment within a certain time frame. So this is again for investors to protect them. So with the introduction of the EU passporting rules, crypto asset service providers will be allowed to operate cross borders under the streamlined regulatory framework. So this actually really helps. You don't really have to register to every single country, thereby overcoming the complexity of navigating across 27 different national regimes as per the current EU regulatory landscape. So a lot of things which actually probably makes crypto fits crypto better into the system and protects also investors. But overall, if we will see how it's going when it will take in effect, and after that how it's actually functioning. But at least there is a move towards crypto, and it's not about banning crypto; it's how to make it work. And actually, this is welcomed by the industry. So this is the whole thing I wanted to point out. Right. Okay. The next topic is that a whale from the Satoshi era moved 400 Bitcoin from an address which was in a sleep for 12 years. Now we can see whales and addresses. They are asleep for a long time, 10, 12 years, moving big amount of Bitcoin. And now we have one here, for example. This one is moved Bitcoin in a value of 11 million US dollar. And this Bitcoin hasn't been moved in 12 years. So guess what? Accumulated on a very cheap price, maybe a couple of dollars or something like that. And now 400 Bitcoin from this address has been moved. But actually, just last week, a whale moved 279 Bitcoin, $7.6 million worth of Bitcoin, to a new wallet after a decade of inactivity. So it's not the only one. And a lot of people are afraid now that they will dump it on the market, but it's not that easy to do so, to move this big amount of Bitcoin and simply just get rid of it and sell it. It is really actually takes time if they're willing to do so. Anyway, so it's not just like a real quick thing. And actually, those who sit on cryptocurrency for long term make the biggest profit when we look at the statistics. So while the inexperienced retail investors, always buy and sell crypto in short term and then lose out, this is what the research actually shows, that those who hodl, and this is where the term hodl is coming from, made the biggest gains over the years because it's so difficult to find out when to sell. There's can be a black swan event and a lot of things. So yes, there are very great traders. They make a very nice profit, but actually those accumulated in the early early years of Bitcoin, they made the most out of it. But actually this is very, very rare because the majority could access to its Bitcoin has sold already. Because, guess what? You bought something from it on $1 or a couple of cents, for example, and then it went up, 1,000 times, couple of thousand times your initial investment. Well, the majority would say, okay, well, a couple of years ago, Bitcoin, there's so many questions about it. Let's get rid of it and get something real, a house, a car, or whatever. Now the situation is different because now people thinking rather to hodl and accumulate more. But back in the old days, it was just money they found pretty easily. So it's pretty rare that they actually hodl for long term, and now after 12-10 years they start to move it around. But the reason why they're moving is not definitely selling, right? It could be to move it to another place, to more secure place, and so on and so forth. So there could be several reasons. We just can see on blockchain, this is great because you can see the blockchain data that this is just a movement, what's happening on an address, which it hasn't been active for 12 years. Okay, and the third news is all about Ethereum staking because, there were people, they were worried about that there will be a huge selling pressure after the Shanghai Upgrade. But the opposite happened because there's a record inflow of staked ETH in a week after the upgrade. So, before the Shanghai Upgrade on Ethereum, which happened on the 12th of April, people were worried about it that, if now investors can unstake ETH, then they will dump it on the market and it will push down the price. But towards pretty close to the upgrade, we could see that this is probably not the fact. It's really priced in and actually brings value to Ethereum. And another proof of this is that there is, upgrade, a record inflow of 572,000 ETH were staked in a week. So this is a record. Where is it? Look here, where the staking has just started, in December back in 2020. And, these are the deposits. And you can see this one here, it's just 1 week in a record amount, pretty much just like as it has started back in the very, very early stage of staking. So investors deposited, here's the amount, token into staking contracts. So this is what I said, about 572,000, worth more than $1 billion US, and this is according to Dune Analytics. So it looks like that it is driven by institutional staking, which means that now they rather hold some ETH because they think it's a good investment. They were rather worried about that, okay, I buy it, but it's kind of shady that buy it, but and stake it. But it's kind of shady because, I cannot unstake, and when can I unstake it? So there were some uncertainties. But now that uncertainty is out of the picture, now they say, okay, so if I think ETH is valuable, why not unstake it? Why not stake it? And I can unstake it actually anytime I would like to. And this gives confidence in ETH, and therefore more and more, investors, now it looks like rather institutional investors, decide after, buying some Bitcoin, buying ETH, and maybe staking it. So, okay, that's it for today. Don't forget, every day I'm making a couple of fresh videos to keep you up to date. So if that's important, then subscribe. Also hit the like button if you like this kind of content, what I'm creating every single day. And I see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.